Coach K had an interesting take on tanking. As we indicated earlier in this shoot, the Phoenix Suns, the Philadelphia 76ers, who we first viewed going into the season as once tanking, are middle of the pack right now in the NBA.
They each have 5 wins.
Though we still have time for them to get worse. So Coach K, as an American, he stated, let's pull up the quote very quickly.
I didn't understand that part.
No, I did. I'll explain it to you in a moment. As an American, I would like to think that an American team would never want to lose or create situations where you want to lose. He's saying that because we win wars, obviously. I can't even fathom. I can't go there. I can't believe that that would happen.
Do you know what our record is in like our last 5 wars?
Maybe I'm naive and I'm going to go read a fairy tale after this.
2-2-1.
Come on, yeah. World War I, World War II.
Yeah. Right.
The Cold War. But if that is happening, I'm kidding. Shame on whoever is doing it. So I obviously disagree. And then Jeff Goodman via an anonymous GM, let's pull up that quote very quickly. Good read on ESPN.com. Our team isn't good enough to win, and we know it. So this season we want to develop and evaluate our young players. Let them learn from their mistakes and get us in position to grab a great player. The best way for us to do that is to lose a lot of games. This draft is loaded, as we all know. There are potential all-stars at the top, maybe even franchise changers. I agree with that. Sometimes my job is to understand the value of losing. You have also made your point clear on this. If you have to take a season off to get better, you know, and if you want to be bad 1 year, let's say in the last 12 years, you're going to be bad for a year, 2 years at a time, to be good out of 12 years, 10 of those years, do it. Why not do it?
Well, yeah, I mean, it's never that simple. You can't pick a random year to be bad 2 years so you'll be good the other 10. It doesn't work like that. But
I'm saying overall, I mean,
the NBA is a league where the middle of the road is a very bad place to be. Even if it means making the playoffs, some years missing out. For years, that was what the Bullets Wizards did. Like you could win between 35 and miss the playoffs, or great, 43 and make the playoffs. But you couldn't win a first round series, and you couldn't go anywhere, and you never got into the lottery with a chance to sort of get a team changing player.
Kind of sounds like the Bucks the last few years.
Yeah, right, the Bucks for a lot of years too, although they've been pretty bad. So at some point, some teams need to make a decision about where they're going. What was interesting in this article was one GM saying that some of these guys are tanking because the GMs are unqualified. There are a lot of really young GMs in the NBA, and that some of these guys are unqualified to be general managers and are using the loaded nature of this next draft in all likelihood as an excuse to tank, but they don't know how to put a team together. And I thought that was interesting. Maybe that's the case, but either way,
that sounds like tanking.
It depends. But it may have been unintentional tanking. Like, I don't know what I'm doing. I'm bad, so in order to save my job to my owner, I realized, oh, here's what we're doing, we're tanking. But he was saying they're not really tanking, they just don't know how to build a team.
I got it.
So
okay.
That said, some teams recognize and should recognize that, hey, there's no value in winning 35 games. There just isn't, long term. And that therefore there's value in putting together a team that won't be that competitive so that you'll have the best shot in the lottery. And if you have the worst record, you can't drop more than 3 spots. So if you have the worst record, you can't get worse than the 4th pick, and there could be as many as 4 game-changing players.
There could be 4 franchise players. I'm comparing Aaron Gordon to Derek Williams in a way, but I think he's going to be better than Derek Williams, and he's going to get more opportunities than Derek Williams.
He's bigger than Derek Williams.
And he is a little bigger than Derek Williams. I don't think he's as bulky, but he's big. So you got Julius Randle, you got Aaron Gordon, you got Andrew Wiggins, you got Jabari Parker. And then the list goes on and on from there. Those are the 4 main game changers that they think can turn a franchise
Randall, Parker,
around.
Wiggins, and Gordon.
Yes.
Yeah, so that's and obviously there could be more. We may see some guys this year who are, there are a lot of really good players in college basketball this year, a lot, and the draft is deep. So if you're in those top 3 picks, top 4 picks, you could get a really great player that could change your franchise. So that said, that's why they're saying it. So I don't understand the Krzyzewski part about America. I really don't.
Like, I told you.
I know, but it doesn't make any sense. I mean,
he went to Navy. I mean,
I got it, but do they not? They don't care about winning in England. They don't care about winning, and they care about it in Uganda. I mean, that really makes no sense, and it shows a lack of understanding that the rest of the world likes winning just as much as we do.
Yeah, that's a very fair point.
But that said, he means as a person involved in professional competitiveness, I can't understand losing all purpose. But it's different for the GM, because the GM's job in basketball is not necessarily to put together the best team if if you come to the point where you realize the best you can do for the money, given the constricts of the salary cap, is to win 35 games, you're better off winning 15.
Well, maybe they're that jaded that they don't realize that they're just going to win 35 games. Maybe they think that they're assembling a good enough team to win 50 games.
Well, the smart guys know the difference, so that's the issue.
Sure.
So, and there are dumb guys who don't know the difference and now probably are tanking because they realize this is the best way to go.
Devil's advocate-wise, for the not average, the NBA fan that's a little jaded, the sports fan that's a little jaded. Out of anything, they're saying every single year, Ben, you should try to win a championship every single year. That's the point of this team. So you're not trying to really be in mediocrity, winning 35 games as you stated, an NBA way of putting it, to the contrary of an NFL team winning 7 games, 8 games every single year and not making the playoffs or getting eliminated in the first round and being mediocre every single year. Out of anything, to that point, why shouldn't they be trying to win every single year? Why should they tank? Why don't you go out in the free agent market? Why don't you try trading? Basketball
is the one sport where, in the NBA, where a young player can change the dynamic of a team. First of all, the rosters are incredibly small, right? You're talking 12 guys, 15, but 12 play. And really 9 of those guys play. So you have a very small roster, and one guy can make a gigantic difference. Some
games 8.
Right, but I mean, you basically got 9, 10 guys who are going to be used throughout the year. But so, Andrew Wiggins, Julius Randle, those guys are going to make a big difference in the NBA. You watch them one game and you're like, they can play.
Yep.
There's no question they can play.
But to the average fan is what I'm saying.
To the average fan,
you should try to win an NBA championship or a championship in your respective sport every single year.
No, I mean,
that's the goal of the team.
Yes, but you're being silly. I mean, the average fan is being ignorant. I mean, if you're putting them in that, and I would ask that fan to understand the complexity of sports, just like I would ask them to understand the complexity of everything. The NBA, the NFL, as we saw last year, you get a wild card, you could stumble in the playoffs, you could win the Super Bowl. You could be, if no one is going to be blown away next year if the Buffalo Bills go 10-6 and go to the playoffs. Like, I doubt it, but it might happen.
I'd be a little surprised.
I'd be a little surprised, but it happens every year. Suppose E.J. Manuel turns out to be great. C.J. Spiller stays healthy. The defense is already pretty good, and they don't have many injuries. They could go to the playoffs. It happens every year. The Chiefs are 9-0. They went 2-14 last year. All they did was hire a new coach. The Bills
coach. A new quarterback.
So, I'm saying in the NFL. And then there's value like the Wizards. Like the Wizards are not going to win an NBA championship this year. No one thinks
they're going to make the playoffs.
Well, they might not.
They will. They will.
But
you want to bet on it?
No, because I want them to make the playoffs. But for the Wizards, for a team that hasn't made the playoffs in so long, there's value in going to the playoffs. The Wizards are saying, hey, man, give me 43-39, 7th place and a first-round loss to the Heat. Fantastic.
We can build on that.
We'll take it. We'll because we feel like we need to build on that so that the next year maybe we win 50 games. And we're all of a sudden competitive, and maybe you get lucky in the playoffs.
Sure.
Maybe all of a sudden you get the Heat and LeBron's hurt, you beat them, and you beat the Pacers, and you're in the NBA Finals.
Yeah.
Who knows what happens? So you got to build.
So it's okay to tank some years and be bad some years for the long run of your franchise.
Yeah,
that's what you're saying.
But you can't repeatedly do it. As long as there's a plan, every general manager, what has happened now with young general managers in all these sports, at least, is a long game plan, as opposed to hacks who seem to be coming in and just sort of, signing a couple free agents and trying to be. You've got to have a long range plan, and it seems to me like Philadelphia and Phoenix had a long range plan, which is getting yourself ready to get
Randall
one of these
Wiggins,
guys.
hopefully.
And then there's the other issue in the NBA, which is clearing the decks and clearing your salary cap so that you can make a run at serious free agents. That's why you see trades in the NBA where
next year is going to be huge.
Right. And the question is, well, it seems unlikely that any of those guys are going to go
to Phoenix.
But you never know. It's a little tricky. But here's why they might go to Phoenix.
Money.
Julius Randle's there. Like, suppose he comes and he's a stud and he's getting 22 and 12 his rookie year, and then you're like, well, okay, maybe I'll go play with him.
Yeah. Sure.
And I'll bring a point guard along, and so the danger for me in the NBA is that it becomes a league, and it's a real possibility, that it becomes a league, like if Oklahoma City can't keep these guys, that it's a league of the Lakers and the Clippers and the Knicks and the Heat and the Bulls, maybe. It's not like the Bulls are attracting free agent after free agent, but if they're good and Jalen
Rose
every time. And they keep those guys, maybe. But I want a league personally where LeBron James considers going to Washington. theoretically, like that, or considers going to Phoenix if that's the right choice for him, or you know.
Okay, I got you.
I don't want it to be a league of big markets that can sell the stars, and that's where everybody wants to go play.